Hello and welcome to part 12 of Vampyr. Alright, time to own up to my actions. First things first, I gotta try to see if I can make my way back to Pembroke to heal a few people. Gotta check and make sure something. Alright. Very convenient that there's still this workbench here. So last I checked, I leveled up a pistol to level 5. Look at that damage output. That's like, what? Way more than what my sickle's capable of. Hang on, that reminds me. Can I upgrade the sickle? Need two more good handle parts. I can get those off Ekans. I mean Ekons. So there's a couple Ekons I can... You know what? I just realized this. Maybe I should farm Ekons for the necessary handle parts to get the scythe up to level 5. With any luck, the blinker can't get me up here. Oh, great.
This is not the place for you, sir. Get them weapons ready! Oh, Christ! Burn him! That's what you do.
Son of a bitch, really? Assholes. Alright. Well, let's see if I can get around. I still have to kill Ekons in order to get the good handle part, or the big frackers. really absolutely hate the fact that the game... Uh-oh. Where the hell is it? Where the hell did it go? I saw it. Okay. So, let's see if we can do this. Three, two... That was my only 3 shotgun shells. And that's really hoping that there's no more of those suckers here. Okay, so let's take a look at something here. So glad the game freezes. Okay, so you grow up and laugh. Wi-Fi phone. Tough decision to disappear with that. Big green grass and tall trees on sunny Sundays. Green grass, tall trees. Okay. Whoa! Oh yeah. Okay, yeah, I forgot. The ill forms can explode. Yikes. Okay, so that's loaded. There's no way this is it. Hydrochloride. Chloride. That bad. Okay. Whoa! Okay, he's down there. But that is a Pitwin Purin fire executor.
Over there! There's one of them Vampyr!
Purin gunner. You're a brawler over there.
This is no place for you, sir. Stop now! Oh my!
Okay, so apparently some of these guys are dropping handle parts, but most of them come from Ekons. Okay. Tall trees, green. He sees me. He's just not taking any action. I highly doubt that skulls, especially feral ones, have the ability to read skills. In other words, just being like, oh hey. Oh hey, this is a fairly strong vampire. Wow, there's a lot of them up there. Wait a second. If I attack them, they'll all come after me. Okay. I may have to use the gun. I'll have enough blood. So one of them's going to have to be seriously hurt, while I kite around the others while using the incendiary rounds I've equipped to the shotgun. You're probably gonna be it. He sees me. He just doesn't think I'm a threat. Well, let's change that, shall we? That was some good situational handling. Alright. So, Daddy dearest, where the hell did you hide the note? stairs. That was some good item management by my part, but I'm burning through shotgun shells and it. Blood. Lots of blood. Never a good indicator. Thick, sturdy. Wow, speak of the devil when they show up here. Whoo, boy. Yeah, I think I want to back off just a little. He's in the way though.
Now, stupid newborn!
Oh, I got too close. Okay. Will put me back in the park. If it puts me back in the park, I gotta go through all the skull again. So where that Ekin was right where the letter was. Shit, I keep forgetting they do that. You know, I think that's actually what the chemical in the thrower is. It's just this crap.
despicable. I have this thirst for blood. This is despicable.
Okay, so let me see.
Now my domain, you You cannot win this. You're mine. Gotcha.
Gotcha, bitch. Interesting. So this is what he was guarding? Okay. Okay, so let me see what this says here. It's in the northern part of the park, in the north. It's past the gazebo where you fight a shark, but behind some bushes next to a lantern on the ground. Past the gazebo. Hang on. I'm trying to read this so I don't have to look. Northern part in the west end. It's past the gazebo where you fight a shower echo in the corner behind some bushes next to the lantern.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
Past some bushes next on that. There's a lantern right here. Here's a mailbox. Okay. North what? Hang on. Son of a bitch, this is gonna drive me insane. Huh. There we go. Remember which hospital you chose to apply for?
I had almost forgotten I applied for a position at Pembroke.
Oh, cool.
It was
Okay.
so long ago.
So, guess what, folks? We're heading back to Pembroke. Woo! Everyone cheer for me. And don't cheer too loud. Alright. How far? Frack. I don't like meters. Because, I mean, I know that meters are like a set amount of feet and stuff and directions. Let's see if I could try to sneak. Oh. Don't notice me. Shit. Shit. Okay. Alright. I'll take that L. Jesus. Why am I not surprised that the Saints threw away a victory? Oh no. Okay. I have to risk it. I have to risk it because I cannot fight that guy again. I had a choice there. I could either try to face him again and get lucky, or I could have gone to the underground. I think going underground is more risky because there's no telling what the hell is down here, or where the hell it leads.
It's locked.
Why am I not surprised?
Kneel, traitor!
Whoa! Don't no one tell me there was a freaking whatchamacallit down here.
Show me your...
Holy shit, forgot how hard those guys hit.
No one can hide from Ascalon. Give me your blood. Die, newborn. Show me your power. Your
Okay, so noted. Sewers more dangerous than topside. Fortunately, I have to choose between fighting the Shadow Econ again or fighting the Shadow Econ and the Beast again or this guy. So, frack.
I have this thirst for blood.
No one can hide from Ascalon. Die, newborn. your power! You shall learn to respect the laws of...
Yeah, I faced this guy. I wish I had some shotgun shells, but that ain't gonna happen. I mean, I could probably use a handgun to whittle down his health, but... Let's see. It's about 20 bars. You know, it figures that I'm trying to take it the safer route. The good news is, if I beat this guy, I don't have to worry about running into him again if I have to take the temple sewers. But it's still extremely disheartening to have to fight this guy.
This is despicable.
Foolish Ekon! No one can hide from Ascalon! I will crush you!
God damn. At this point, I might as well just try to fight the freaking Shadow Ekon. I might give this boss one more go. And then I'm going to call it and go try to fight the Shadow Ekon, because there's literally no way in hell to... Oh wait, I forgot to switch.
Your blood is now mine!
Yep, I'm facing a shadow Ekon because Ekon, whatever. I would rather I have to go up against 2 high court enemies on my way out. I would rather go through them than have to literally struggle to beat this boss in a place that probably leads absolutely nowhere. Plus, I'm actually losing health every attempt, so... I could just dodge blink out of... I could just blink out of there.
Don't you know better?
Oh no! Really? Thank you, game. What are you doing, game? You're joking with me. Holy shit. Okay. So it treated that whole BS as it treated that loading screen as a freaking pod. So I almost died on my way of exiting out. Okay. So I'm going to bypass the mansion. And if it's
The Ascalon Club, the heart of British vampire society. Not quite as subtle as I expected. Good evening, sir. Please forgive me for disturbing you. I'm a doctor.
I never judge a man by his title, but by his attitude. And you are not disturbing me at all. I am Calhoun Russell, and I welcome you.
Well, I must admit,
Cool.
it's good to receive a warm welcome for once. I'm Jonathan Reed.
Welcome, Dr. Reed. Welcome to my humble shop.
What can you tell me about this place?
I recently found the best steak and kidney pie in the city. I'd be glad to share the address if you want.
Finding a good restaurant? Is that really all that interests you?
Oh, I have many passions, but nothing brings me ecstasy like subtle and exquisite flavors from my teeth to my belly.
I must confess, I have quite specific tastes when it comes to nutrition.
Really? Well, I'm always happy to try new exotic meals. If you ever find an intriguing table, please share the address.
Is it not a little too late to be trading?
On the contrary, it is the perfect hour. Believe me, my friend, it is always at night that you meet the most fascinating characters.
But what about the epidemic? The bombs and raids? And all the random violence?
Please, sir, this is London, England. We will prevail. And if a bomb must fall on my shop, then I'll be there to hear it falling.
So you prefer to work at night?
Oh, I also enjoy a sunny day like everybody else. But the night always has a certain je ne sais quoi of its own.
How is the situation in this part of town?
Life is good and peaceful. We're lucky to live in such an era of progress and wonders.
Are you not concerned about the epidemic?
Oh, I'm sure the authorities would take the appropriate measure if the danger were that high.
I'm afraid the newspapers are seriously underestimating the situation. Things are critical, believe me.
Well, that's news then. But I can't believe that things are that bad. Are you sure you're not exaggerating a bit? For the thrill of it?
I can't think of such an orange man who thinks the same way.
Do you have any family nearby?
Not since my parents died. I'm London's lone gourmet.
London's lone gourmet? What a strange title.
I used that name in my early years when I was a food critic, and I kept it.
Really? But you seem to be such a pleasant and sociable fellow.
I'm afraid the real hedonist has to be sometimes. I discovered ecstasy as a solitary pleasure, but it does not mean it can't ever be shared.
I may have a look at your goods, Mr. Russell.
Oh, hang on. That reminds me.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye, Mr. Russell. I'm sure you'll take care of yourself.
Aye. So, this is the West End, huh? Hey, come on. Oh, come on.
We meet again, Mr.
Dr. Reed. Still
We must both be nocturnal.
breathing the cold night air help?
How is the
I've heard rumors about armed men.
May I ask you what... Why this sudden epiphany?
I was already feeling nostalgic about what...
Why are you so nostalgic for your hometown, Tadao?
I was focused so much on making money, I almost forgot that my relatives and friends are threatened by this epidemic.
Have you heard anything from your family?
I was not only a bad landlord, I was also a bad husband. I've not seen my wife and son for years. Busy, busy, busy.
At least now you're ready to go back and see them. But don't be surprised if your son bears a grudge, sir.
You make it sound like you suffered from an absent father yourself, Dr. Reed. Well, I'll keep your warning in mind.
Have you no friends at...
Over the years, I'm afraid my greed turned me in...
Those you grew up with didn't share your...
Would you believe I was once a member of poet...
Can you change? And is it what you really want? If so, it must come from within, not without.
I've seen what an altruistic gesture can do. Nothing forced you to save me, Dr. Reed, but you did. I will follow your example in these matters from now on.
Follow my example, then. Find a complete stranger and help him or her the best you can. Then invite him or her to do the same.
You know what? That's not a bad plan, actually. And I should start with my family, for they are almost strangers to me now.
What can you tell me about your abduction?
If you really want to know, I was locked in that building for 3 or 4 days. My jailer was insane, mumbling about sacrifice and voices.
And why didn't he sacrifice you?
That was the weirdest part. He claimed to spill blood was not enough. It had to be done when some stars were aligned.
Which stars?
That's the whole point. He wanted me to talk to him about some Red Queen configuration or constellation. I've never heard of such an astronomical term.
What did he say about voices?
He constantly whined about the voice of his master, ordering him to do terrible things. He wanted to silence the voice by offering blood. My blood.
Tell me, Tadao, why was your abductor so interested in your passion for astronomy?
I dunno. We met a few times at the Royal Greenwich Observatory. He seemed to share my hobby. Then he invited me to his house and locked me in.
Interesting.
Yes, astronomy is a fascinating subject. When I was a child, my mother bought a small telescope for my sister and I. We spent many a pleasant evening stargazing.
Stars are not just dots in the sky, Doctor. They are the key to our understanding of the cosmos. They remind us how insignificant we are.
You're right. But children love magic and stories. I remember our mother told us constellations have the power to protect us.
Protection by the light of the stars. That's sweet. You remember the name of these constellations?
Cygnus. The constellation that was supposed to protect Mary.
Memory's a strange thing. I can recite without hesitation the names of the 88 constellations, yet I barely remember my own childhood.
Did he fake his interest in astronomy to get close to you?
No. In his madness, he spoke about a blood sacrifice to be made to his master when the stars align to a specific configuration.
Goodbye, Mr. Kimura. Take care.
London has brought so much pain. Why don't I want to leave?
Alright, let's see if I can get this gate open. If I can, I have a shortcut back. Yay! Now all I have to do is make my... You know, I'm gonna stop by Lady Ashbury first. And then I can head back home.
All of you bloody leeches need killing.
Because it says there's a new conversation here, I might as well stop by and trigger it. Oh, cool. Now I can investigate. Charlotte Asbury. Ooh. I saw her. I saw her in the district.
It's locked, all right.
Lady Ashbury, what?
Hello again,
Ashbury.
Jonathan. To what do I owe the pleasure of your visit?
Sorry to disturb you again, but could you spare me a few minutes?
Of course, my dear. Always a pleasure to speak with you.
Concerning your
Yes?
are you truly seeking?
I cannot promise you anything, but yes. I am conducting some research of my own.
Do you think we shall ever see better days? Or at least better nights?
I know not, Jonathan. I have seen some horrid days in my long lifetime. Experience has taught me that one cannot outrun the fates.
When all of this is over, the war and the epidemic, we could leave the city for a while. Travel around Europe, you and I.
Traveling is always so complicated for us poor creatures of the night. But yes, I would be glad to travel the world with you, my dear.
Will you tell me your story one day, Lady Ashbury?
One of them, perhaps. I have had so many lives, Jonathan. Eternity may not be enough to relate them all.
So is Charlotte your sister or daughter?
Do you know if the epidemic has affected many people in the West End?
I confess I've been more concerned by events in the East End. The wealthy have more efficient ways of dealing with infection.
But this is no common epidemic.
That is true. I must tell my daughter to stay at home for a few days. But the girl is stubborn and fiercely independent. Much like her mother.
Wait, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Goodbye.
Did I really call that? Okay, that was good conversation, Lady Ashbury. Now back to the hospital. The third and final piece of Daddy's testament, and to do some research and to this microphone holds up.
boys! Murdering bastard! Want some of this? You leech! I hate leeches! Die, vermin!
Check. Okay, we're back, folks. Think. Which direction am I going? Up. Right. Come on. Let's go. Great, now I have to wait for the game to self-right because I went too fast into her district.
One of them? Watch yourselves!
Oh, Jesus.
Want some of this? See them fancy clothes? This one's a top! Want some of this? You leech! Want some of this? Grenade! No! Ooh, that's over there! There's one of them vermin!
It's locked.
Alright, let's see what we got here. What does this give me? Entire regeneration formula. Heaven forbid you give me actually something I could use. Alright, so.
Don't like that, do ya? I get back, I'll have a word with
I can't cure you, but you can help if you pay attention to me, woman. Jesus. Yeah, so for reference sake, right now I have my microphone hooked up to a cable so I can talk and you can still hear the game audio.
Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
Do you require medical assistance, Nurse?
I will be fine, as soon as I can get some sleep.
Nurse, you won't be able to help people if you're sick. Take this, and do try to get some rest.
I'll try, Dr. Reed. Thank you.
Goodbye, Nurse. Call me if you need assistance. Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doc.
Do you need any medical...
I'm afraid I do.
Our job brings us in...
That's easy for you.
Goodbye, Milton.
Right, Jesus.
I'm quite busy right now, Dr. Reed.
Do you need my...
Don't be...
Then you are lucky.
I wish this...
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
Good evening, Doctor.
Do you need medical...
Well, the prox...
Don't take...
And that is...
Please show me what you...
Of course. Tomorrow, more bodies will arrive and then sadly depart. I'm the manager.
Good evening, Mr. Fiddick.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Is there anything else?
Really?
Well... Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
I will not let you down,
In
my
the
boy.
circumstances, I'm willing to give you... Good evening, Doctor.
Do you require...
Do you know...
Despite...
Well, at least...
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
Will this shift never end? You always knew the words to calm your children, Ellen. Blundering idiot.
We'll talk to Swansea in a second, but right now, let's...
It's locked, all right.
This is my last letter to you, Archbishop.
Southwark. My departure for France as a promising student. My return as a brilliant surgeon, about to be killed. Transformed.
Alright, let's go. We have a couple of things here to do. First thing first.
Done.
Next things. How much do I have? Do I have enough to upgrade the site 100%? 4. I will need 3 more good handle parts. So I technically should have a straight shot to the Abscon meeting. But first things first, let's talk to Dr. Swansea since he has some new dialogue.
Hello, Jonathan. Back from the city already? How is the situation over there?
Tense, to say the least.
I am sure every obstacle will cede to your relentless determination. In the meantime, can I be of any help?
Did you know that Lady Ashbury is an artist? And rather a good one?
Well, actually, yes. I attended an exhibition of her paintings before the war. Beautiful landscapes and stunning portraits. I wish I had purchased one.
Perhaps we could go to her next exhibition, you and I.
What a beautiful idea, Jonathan. Did you know she told me once she had been a model for famous painters? But she never told me which ones.
Probably because she didn't want anyone creeping in on her.
What can you tell me about Lord Redgrave?
Oh, the legendary founder of the Ascalon Club. I'm afraid I cannot help you with that, Jonathan.
So you do know him?
All the Brotherhood knows about him is highly confidential. He is dangerously intimate with the royal family and Britain's inner circles.
Hang on.
Are you afraid of him? Is he that dangerous?
No, but since most ancient vampires were killed or fled England during the Great Hunt of 1850, he may be the oldest British vampire. A myth in the flesh, so to speak.
What can you tell me about the Great Hunt?
A sad story, my dear friend. Tragic, in fact. The Brotherhood was betrayed by some of its most trusted members.
Why was it a tragedy?
Not only did the Guard of Prewen hunt down and kill most ancient vampires of England, they also destroyed or confiscated their possessions. Priceless knowledge was lost in just a few nights.
Tell me about the betrayal.
The founders of the Guard of Prewen stole precious and unique documents and reports from the Brotherhood's library when they left. They used them to identify and locate their next targets.
Which is what they're doing again. Except
I
their
shall
list is
return
new.
later. Thank you, Edgar.
Effect on me. But the suffering continues.
You You two are inseparable. Jesus.
Cross the leash, boys! There's one of them.
I don't know what the hell that guy was. But he definitely wrecked my shit. Oh, fuck me. Oh, I'm way off course anyway. Let's keep heading straight. Come on, Jern. I absolutely hate that happens. I don't know what type of bug it is, but it's really freaking disturbing that 90% of the time I pause the menu to look around. The game is just like, oh hey, were you looking this way? God damn it, come on. Alright, let's present ourselves the Vampyr bureaucracy. So I saw Charlotte. Hey, dude.
Good evening, sir. May I have your attention, please?
Come on, Johnny. Don't you recognize your oldest friend?
Clarence. Clarence Crossley. How are you? My God. So you survived the war too. So sorry I didn't recognize you at first.
I almost didn't recognize you either. War does that to men, I heard.
Yeah, that's a
In my
common
case,
rumor.
it was true, for I witnessed the horror that lies underneath.
When did you escape the war and return to London?
You know what's funny? I almost never think about the war. Not anymore. I'm involved in another kind of battle now.
What is this new battle?
I saw terrible things during the war. Horrors I thought I'd forget. They're here too. They're everywhere. Vampires.
So,
Good evening, old chap.
he's weak enough
Are
to.
you all right?
I won't lie to you, Johnny.
When did you escape?
You know, of course.
What?
Why?
How is your wife, Venus?
We've spent so much time away from each other. And so many things have happened.
But you're alive. You returned in one piece, and you have a family. How many soldiers can say the same?
Believe me, it's not quite that simple. Unlike you, I'm not the man I used to be.
Is everything all right at home? Surely Venus was relieved to see you return from France in one piece.
Have you forgot what people are like in this part of town, Johnny? Venus fears for our family reputation. Now her husband has become the village idiot.
Oh, she's actually here. Okay.
You need some rest, Clarence. You should try to sleep.
Hey, Charlotte. Let's talk. I know your mother.
Good evening, miss.
Oh my god, no. Please, Mr. Vampire, don't kill me. Please, no. I'm too young to die. I still have so much to offer this world.
Wait, no. Why do you think I would... What?
Don't worry, Dr. Reed. I know you wouldn't harm me. Mother told me you were in this part of town and might drop by.
Your mother?
My name is Charlotte, sir. Charlotte Ashbury.
Oh, I know that. Thank
My
you.
mother taught me long ago how to recognize the signs that betray a vampire.
I understand she also taught you how to tease and gently mock innocent young Ekons. It's a pleasure to meet you, Miss Charlotte.
What a bitch.
What do you think about this part of town?
I was raised here, and I suppose it feels like home. You grew up in this part of town too, did you not?
Yes, I was born a few streets away.
A small world, is it not? Did you ever imagine that my mother was your neighbor all that time? That you could have met her in a dark alley at night?
You won't trick me twice, young lady. We both know Lady Ashbury never hunts or attacks prey at random.
Come on, Doctor. Don't tell me you never thought about that possibility. Her fangs on your neck. Oh, are you blushing, Dr. Reed?
Is there something that's bothering you?
Too much selfishness and individualism for my taste. Even when there was no epidemic.
Even if that's partly true, may I remind you that many charitable institutions are financed by the selfish and filthy rich.
I suppose you're right. But society
Including one that
must
was
reform
defrauded
and
by the
renew itself,
IRS.
or
I
we
mean,
are
what?
all done for.
Tell me about your adoption.
What do you want to know?
Who are your real parents?
Elizabeth Ashbury is my real mother. She raised me and has taken care of me all my life. I have no idea who my progenitors are or were.
Do you live with her?
I still spend a lot of time in my mother's mansion, but I have my own house now. I have a life to live, you see. And one day, I'll have my death to face.
How did you meet Lady Ashbury?
First, I was an orphan in the institution for girls she manages in the West End. When I was 10, she adopted me, and I have lived with her ever since.
Did you know she was a vampire when she picked you?
The correct word is Ekon, Doctor. And no, I had no idea why my mother only showed up at night. She told me everything when I turned 16, though I suspected the truth for a long time before that.
In the 1900s, before, I think it was like just before World War II, the age of maturity in England has been, actually I think it's been that way for the longest time. The age of adulthood is 16
What are you
in
doing
England as
out
opposed to 18
You mean,
in
what do
America.
I do outside at night since I am a woman? Let me ask you a question, sir. Would you ask the same question of a man?
Actually, yes. I ask the same question to everyone who dares to go outside at night, considering the risks.
Well, if you must know, I campaign for the right to vote for all women. Why should I wait to the age of 30 years when men can vote at 21?
Are you a suffragette, then? Oh, you really are Elizabeth's girl. Without a doubt.
All adult women have the right to vote in the US, in New Zealand, and in Australia. But women here can't vote unless they are property owners.
No need to convince me, Miss Charlotte.
Women's right to vote didn't
I
occur
have
in
shared
America
your opinion for a
until
long time.
1914.
Even before I met Emmeline Pankhurst.
Really? Oh. Now I see why my mother appreciates you so much. Too bad there aren't more men like you in the vicinity.
Alright, hang on, I gotta check something.
How are the locals reacting to your claims?
People here can't wait for a wall to be built to isolate the West End from the rest of town. That's how progressive they are. If this happens, Emily and I will blow it up.
Explosives are very dangerous, young lady. And who is this Emily?
She is my best friend, and a suffragette too. She was supposed to campaign with me tonight, but hasn't turned up.
Have you any reason to be worried about her?
Recently, Emily started to believe in... well, she got interested in vampires. I'm afraid she might be in trouble.
Let me guess. You spoke to her about us, didn't you? Despite your mother's warning. I think I should try to find your friend.
Oh, that would be top-notch. I can tell you where she might have gone. You have my thanks, Dr. Reed. And please, don't tell my mother.
I should tell her, honestly.
What exactly has your mother told you about me?
Your name and profession, obviously. And the mystery about your maker. I'm sorry to hear about what happened to your sister, sir. Mother says it was not your fault.
Does it not scare you to know what I am? What your mother is?
Why should it? My mother is the most compassionate woman. Must I be wary of her, Dr. Reed? Or you?
Perhaps it's wise for a mortal never to totally trust a vampire. Your mother herself told me that we Ekon are creatures of deception. Maybe it's because we seem so... alive.
That may be true for a naive girl. But I have the best teacher when it comes to getting rid of an insistent immortal.
Your mother is not like any other vampire I've met.
I believe she thinks the same about you, Dr. Reed.
I might ask her my personal questions.
Do you know why Lady Ashbury chose you to become her daughter?
No, I don't. Each time I ask her that question, she smiles and says it's precisely because I dare to ask such questions.
Do you ever regret that she chose you?
Of course not. Though I often wonder if she adopted others before me. If so, where are they buried? How was it for them to pass through life with a never-aging mother?
Why do you still hope to become a vampire in spite of your mother's refusal?
It's the immortal aspect of vampires that interests me. The world won't improve unless women take charge. I'm convinced of that.
You're obviously a clever woman with a good education and a brilliant future. But have you thought about the price you'd have to pay? The loneliness, the necessary masquerade.
Is it not true of every high position? To change this world and make it a better place, one needs time on one's side.
Your mother has refused to turn you into a vampire. Tell me more about it.
Each time we argue, Mother expresses the same fear. She wants me to remain alive and full of joy, rather than become melancholy and immortal. She claims you can't have one without the other. It's pure selfishness.
Your mother has walked this earth for much longer than you or I. She is wise, and we should not ignore her advice when we disagree with it.
But why shouldn't I be allowed to forge my own experience? There can't be only one righteous way to deal with eternity.
It's your mother's choice. As daughters and sons, we have to accept the decisions our parents make for us despite our own wishes.
I love my mother, and have accepted everything from her. Even that she named me Charlotte, when it was not my original name.
Does it bother you?
No. Whoever I was when I was born, I am now Charlotte Ashbury. It hurts as much as it makes me proud to know that's the name my mother will read on my tombstone.
And
Tell
finally,
me, Charlotte, how do you plan to achieve eternal life, since you've obviously given it a lot of thought?
I won't give up. You have no idea how determined I am, sir. I may contract a deadly disease. I may throw myself under a carriage, just to be saved by her sweet kiss.
That's a disturbing answer, young lady. And the worst part of it is, I know you speak the truth.
There are less dangerous ways, Doctor. Instead of throwing myself under a horse like Emily Davison, I could just throw myself into your arms.
Stop playing this game at once, Charlotte. This is unworthy of you, of your mother, and of myself.
I'm sorry, Dr. Reed. Please forgive me. That was stupid.
Goodbye, Charlotte. Give my best regards to your mother when you see her.
She's been quite busy these last few nights. I suspect you may see her before me.
alright, so let's see. Is this the place? Yeah, okay, so we're going to do this, then we're going to head back to the estate. Level up, and call it a night. Oh.
Do you know where you are standing right now?
In front of the Ascalon Club, I presume.
The Ascalon Club only summons or ostracizes. What is your business tonight?
I received an invitation. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Wow.
Welcome to the Ascalon Club, then, Dr. Reed. Please proceed. Lord Redgrave is waiting on you upstairs.
Holy shit.
There has been quite a battle here. I'm sure the Ascalon Club has the money to replace the furniture. I cannot enter.
Hold on. I think I did something stupid. go meet the heads of state. Wait a freaking second.
Good evening. We repel the intruders for now.
My good friends, if I may have your attention. Behold our visitor, the good Dr. Reed. Newborn of blood so pure and strong that even my friend Fergal Bancher was no match for him.
Here, here, here.
Come forward, young Ekon, for we have so much to discuss. Welcome to the Ascalon Club, Dr. Reed. I am Lord Redgrave, Earl of Bristol and chairman of this exclusive association.
Lord Redgrave.
At last we meet. I've been eager to make your acquaintance. I've heard some astounding things about you. Please accept my condolences for your loss, Dr. Reed.
Thank you, my lord. Lady Ashbury expressed your wish to meet me.
Yes. The lady has always been a useful acquaintance, though not always reliable. Is she a good friend of yours?
Yes, she is. I may even say I admire her probity and her kindness. She has helped me since I was reborn.
The centuries have taught me never to trust a woman completely, especially if she is a mortal. Too prone to emotions, if you ask me. Too fickle when it comes to important decisions.
My lord, do not expect me to speak ill of Lady Ashbury.
Of course not, and I praise your loyalty. Would you offer the same fidelity to the Empire?
What do you mean?
I speak of the Skull Plague that threatens London and the country. You have been on the front line in the East End, but the time has come to open up a second front here.
The epidemic has escaped the quarantine. You have new cases of the outbreak.
We don't know for certain, but we cannot allow the disease to threaten the prominent heads of Great Britain.
Why have you asked me here?
Because the crisis is escalating. Our enemies, the Guard of Priwen, have even launched an open hunt. The only way to calm things down is to put an end to the epidemic.
You want me
Just
to find
like Lady
possible
Ashbury
sources of
said.
the outbreak in the West End? Is that it?
Ah, straight to the point, like all eager newborns. We shall have time to talk about all this, Dr. Reed, but first, I should like to get to know you better.
Talk? Is that the only reason you asked me here?
Well, no. I also wanted to meet the intriguing Ekon who made such a powerful progeny of his sister. You have not learned the name of your maker, am I correct?
No, I haven't.
Have no embarrassment, Dr. Reed. We all make mistakes. But whatever your lineage, you are definitely Ascalon material.
What do you mean?
I would like you to become a member of the Ascalon Club, and to serve me as such.
Before I accept, I have so many questions.
Please ask.
What does it mean to be a member of the Ascalon Club?
It means that you swear to protect the interests of the Crown, that you become a loyal servant of the British Empire.
Do you have any official recognition from the government? A charter from His Majesty the King?
No. Of course, the Ascalon Club publicly supports the Empire, but the true nature of its members remains a secret.
Am I supposed to follow orders?
As founder and chairman of the club, I alone am entitled to make demands of our members, and I do appreciate obedience.
What is the Ascalon Club's express purpose?
We follow the credo of William Marshall, the greatest knight who ever lived. As was he, we are sworn to protect the British Empire.
What does Ascalon mean?
Ascalon was the lance wielded by St. George, glorious patron saint of England when he slew the dragon. And like that lance, we pierce the hearts of all our nation's enemies.
William Marshall founded the Ascalon Club.
Not exactly. William Marshall granted me immortality, and I founded the club a few years later. The good knight has been gone for so long.
I killed Fergal, who claimed to be one of yours, sent to cleanse the East End of all Skulls. Will his death be an issue?
Do not worry. My priorities have changed. Fergal was a zealous servant of mine, but like any servant, he had his limitations and is readily replaced if necessary.
I agree to join the club.
This is good news. Good news indeed in these crucial times. Let's inform the Assembly formally and proceed with your initiation.
My initiation?
Fear not. Nothing fancy nor dangerous. It is just that we, the members of Ascalon, believe that tradition and custom are the backbone of this country. My fellow members, dear friends, please gather and welcome this Ekon as one of our own.
Is he worthy? Is his blood pure?
Well, speak, Dr. Reed, in front of the most sacred blood. The blood of our beloved William Marshall. Speak now. Will you serve and protect the crown as he did?
Yes, I will.
Then, young Ekon, it is time to testify with your blood. It is time to sign the Book of Allegiance. I know it's awfully gothic and a tad pedantic, but England's traditions are the backbone of our nation.
This is metal as fuck.
Delightful. Welcome to the Ascalon Club, Dr. Reed. Take your place among the bearers of the lance.
One of us! One of us!
I personally went patrolling last night in the West End, and I spotted at least 2 foreign echoes. This is an
Good evening,
outrage.
Dr. Reed.
We shall chase
How
these
does it feel to be this evening's centerpiece? Figuratively.
It's quite unsettling. As a doctor, I am more used to being the observer than the subject observed.
Do not be alarmed. The Ascalon Club has a tried and tested policy for choosing its initiates.
May I ask who you are, sir?
Why would you be interested?
Well, as you seem to be the only man in the room with a beating heart, you draw quite a bit of attention yourself.
Ah, vampire senses never cease to fascinate me. They dwarf those of mere mortals. I am Aloysius Dawson, by the way.
Are you a member of the club?
Yes, I am. And I have been for many years. And will be until the day I die.
Are you sick?
Personally, I consider my advancing years are a sickness in itself. My body is slowly abandoning me, Dr. Reed.
What can you tell me about it?
It's not really my place to give you such information. I am merely a mortal member, and a dying one at that.
Are you not afraid? You are surrounded by vampires.
Sir, it's for that very reason that I joined the club in the first place.
Is not the nature of this club a secret shared by only a privileged few?
My dear Dr. Reed, I have spent years and a fortune precisely to gather that kind of information.
So you asked for membership?
I have been a member of many clubs in many countries. But I must admit, this one is my favorite.
What can you tell me about Lord Redgrave?
I would not dare speak of our chairman without his consent.
Mr. Dawson, of Dawson and Dawson, the wealthiest man in England. It is a pleasure to meet such a prominent figure of London.
A withering London figurehead, to be precise.
Are you sick, Mr. Dawson? I am a doctor, you know.
My case is beyond the scope of traditional medicine. I have spent fortunes on the world's most competent doctors to arrive at that diagnostic conclusion.
I'm sorry to hear that, sir. Should I suppose that you're here in search of some form of immortality?
Absolutely not. I'm here to implement my plan to save the city I was born in. To cast out the ghastly evil that has us all on our knees.
What do you know about the Guard of Priwen?
I should not say this, but I admire their commitment. This is what the nation needs right now.
But they are our enemies.
They are not mine, Dr. Reed.
Would you help them?
No. There is a time for such methods. But brute force will not be enough to fight this plague. We have to think differently.
What is the situation like in this pub? Not a town.
I am sure Lord Redgrave will enlighten you more effectively than I.
Money cannot solve every problem. This mysterious epidemic is going to require more than money can buy.
You're right. Money is nothing unless one has the will to wield it. I have a plan, sir. A radical one that will save all that is essential in London.
What is your plan, then?
Quarantine and barricades are futile. What we need is a wall.
So sick of hearing about
Unscalable
fucking walls.
To isolate the deserving from the infected masses.
By doing so, you would create 2 separate ghettos. What if the disease gets past the wall? The results would be disastrous.
Not if we eliminate all suspected cases of infection as soon as they appear. A necessary sacrifice.
Are you not mistaking sacrifice for summary execution?
Why do you care? Are you not a vampire? removed from all mortal concerns. Decisiveness is what the city needs, and it needs it now.
I must admit the Guard of Prewen impressed me. They must have spent years preparing.
That went well, did it not? It is always useful to bolster the troops' morale, especially before a difficult battle.
You have the makings of a general, my lord.
I was, though very long ago. Well, not quite a general, but a proud defender of the crown.
So why did you really want to meet me?
Straight to the point again, young Ekon. All right, let's talk, you and I, Lance Sparrow.
I'm listening, my lord.
According to my spies, you have worked with Dr. Edgar Swansea on the epidemic, and your findings were quite alarming.
Do you know Edgar Swansea?
Not personally, but I've been told he has some sort of immortal fetish and is a good friend of yours.
Does it bother you that I consider him my good friend?
As long as you reveal nothing of the club's inner workings, why should I forbid you engaging in conversation with the good Dr. Swansea?
You were spying on me?
Not personally. I rarely leave this building. But once he found you, Fergal kept me informed. Until you put an end to his mission.
Who was Fergal? I don't see him sipping tea with the others in the club.
Fergal Banshire was my squire of sorts. Even before becoming that magnificent beast, he was a brute. He served me well for decades.
No, I mean, what was he? He was clearly no ordinary vampire.
No, he was a Volcod. All muscles and instinct. Quite the rare breed. Ferociously territorial. Mortals often mistake them for werewolves.
Yep, that's what I thought when I first saw him.
You do know I killed him?
Yes.
Will you bear ill will towards me for his death?
Of course not. Your victory was quite impressive and courageous. You earned my respect.
Yes, I'm convinced the recent invasion of frenzied Scals in London is directly linked to the epidemic. This is not the Spanish flu, but something else.
I would be glad to hear more of your discoveries, Dr. Reed, but for now, my main concern is the security of London's inhabitants, both mortal and immortal.
What do you mean?
Alarmed by the epidemic, the Guard of Prewen has started a war against us British vampires. To appease the situation, we must eradicate the Scals.
I have met peaceful and wise Scals. To exterminate them means we are no better than vampire hunters.
Scals are hideous, shameful creatures that give all Ekon a bad name.
So, what do you want me to do?
I want you to investigate the city thoroughly. I have reason to fear there are cases of contagion in this part of town. Our absolute priority is to find and cleanse them.
And how would you like me to proceed?
By all means necessary, Dr. Reed. You are now a member of the Ascalon Club, and you have carte blanche. Interrogate the locals, follow all the leads you find, and get results.
Alright, that took a little longer than I wanted it to. Alright, let's go home and sleep up. God, this is the one thing I'm not gonna miss when I get a PS5, is loading screens. Holy hell, loading screens. I mean, I'm pretty sure there are still loading screens in the PS.
I think Lord Redgrave just suggested I was sired by an ancient vampire.
Women die too in this war! Support the equality between men and women!
Step away, sir. Die, vermin!
Jonathan, my dear, bring me my glasses. I feel like reading.
Alright, let's save and call it a night, folks. I want to thank you all for coming tonight. Free to subscribe. If you like the video, leave a like, and if you want to continue to be updated on certain content, feel free to... Jesus Christ. I need my seal. Fatigue. Fatigue. Cold, fatigue, and... Fatigue. That's 4 fatigue. So, before I head off, I know I said this, I gotta make 1, 2, 3. That's it, folks. Thank you all for coming. I will see you all.